Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Appreciate you again, all of you, for being here. One question we really haven't talked a lot about today is where you export, you have to fill out forms. Have you had any experience? Can you give any advice maybe to this committee in terms of some of the regulatory requirements that you face that are encumbering your ability to be able to do your business and how we can do it better? Mr. Patterson, would you like to start?
Well, it gets back to the uncertainty. I mean, quite often what we've had is that I remember we were shipping into Chile, and the problem really was more of a local. It wasn't at the, if you will, the state-to-state level. It was trying to get through this one port, and I mean, you have these small local problems. Well, for a small business, it's a killer. I mean, we could not get our product through that port, and I'm not sure exactly how the trade agreement's going to help that, but somehow or other we need to stand together and work to make it so that they can't exclude our products in any particular location. I mean, just from a paperwork standpoint. That's entirely what it was. The paperwork is never right, and it was used as a trade barrier. But I mean, you're fighting with your hand tied behind your back. So,
Mr. Chairman, want me to go ahead, or okay? Any others care to comment on that? Great. I think that when I'm looking and go back to Mr. Patterson's testimony, she had $8 million, I believe, if I wrote down correctly, in sales. 40% of that is going to be reliant on exports, and that you're spending about $500,000 when it comes to capital investment to create one good manufacturing job. And I do have a curiosity that's a little bit off because it will affect your ability to be able to create those jobs, to be able to export. Is a lot of our current tax code, is that of consideration impacting some of those decisions that you're making, and even the health care legislation that was passed by the last Congress?
Well, the biggest problem that we have, or that I notice, is the complexity of the tax code. I mean, we all need to pay taxes. I mean, somebody's got to pay for everything that's going on. And I don't, how can I put it? I don't like to pay tax any better than anybody else, but I don't mind paying taxes. I feel that it does good in this country. But at the same time, I mean, you have to hire a tax expert to work out the tax form. It's the problem isn't the amount. The problem is all the exclusions and everything that you need to know. It costs you more to keep track of how to pay the taxes than it does to pay the taxes. And we need to focus on simplicity.
So complexity is drawing dollars away that you could be investing
Absolutely.
to create exports and drive American jobs.
Yeah, that's the way I feel.
Any other comments on that?
One of the things that as a small business is a lot of them are family owned and operated, such as ours, and estate tax is a big burden on us, having to pay insurance premiums, and rather than reinvesting back in our company, we have to invest in that and prepare for that. And so that is one burden that a lot of small businesses do face.
Great. Did have one question, Mr. Spear. I was just kind of curious. What is that particular float used for?
This is standard. It's used in plumbing and also in kettle waters,
Right.
farm waters, and just goes up and down and levels it. It's just a more standard variety that we have. We sell it all over the world.
Great. And you're handing out samples?
You want one? Well,
Great.
let's see what we can do.
Mr. Weiss, I did want to maybe give you a chance really to explain just how important the pork industry and its exports are. When you come from a town of 105 people, how important is that industry to your community?
In my small community, I don't know the exact number. I know there's approximately 3,500 people right there locally involved directly in the pork industry, either in the slaughter plants or on the farms. I myself employ about 5 people throughout the year as a farmer / grower.
Right.
If we didn't, I left the community about mid-'80s. I might as well turned out the lights when I left. I mean, there was nothing there when I left. This was before the hog industry came into our community, just as it was beginning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.